Two of the top teams in the nation set to square off and see who has the upper hand, at least for the moment. A top 10 in-conference showdown awaits. Welcome to Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, home of the Ole Miss Rebels. As we'll see a team looking to make it back to the CFP this year, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Ole Miss Rebels. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Rebels will boot it away to start the game. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. So the Alabama Crimson Tide offense will take the field for the first possession of this game. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks. David, this one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big showdown. They know what's on the line. Man, these are two huge names. You know, brand versus brand. Big-time baller versus big-time baller. Trying to come out on top. Yeah, defenses, I feel bad for them. That's not what this is about. This is about the QBs.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. Breaks into the open. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. You can go way back in the history books to the wishbone attack, all the way back to the first Rose Bowl team. Alabama builds its identity on a strong running game.
Builds it on dudes that tote the rock and do it with nastiness, with some physicality. Not one guy's going to bring them down, and you see it year after year with these guys, and there's always somebody that's going to be a physical challenge to try to get on the ground.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, first and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
Man, when I can run the football like that on first down and create second and inches and stay way ahead of the sticks and be in a position now where I can throw the football or run, I will have a lot of success on the offensive side of the football.
The Crimson Tide could get very aggressive here on second and inches. Rides the back on the option to give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The Land Sharks circling. Crowd getting this defense whipped up on third down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. The sure hands, it's Hale. He goes out of bounds after picking up a few at the 35-yard line. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates,
turning it off, just steamrolling the defense. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama!
Love the thought process by the quarterback here on this play. Nobody open in the end zone. Find your check down. Find the running back. He does that, and once this guy's got the ball in his hands, he shows you that elusiveness and his ability to sniff out the end zone.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Ole Miss Rebels offense has the ball for the first time. And the story is going to be in this one. Will this quarterback be able to operate before that big fella on the defensive front gets right in his grill, Jesse?
And listen, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he better play with the clock in his head in this one. He's not going to have a lot of time. There were a lot of quarterbacks around the SEC that probably felt this way back when they'd play the Georgia Bulldogs and David Pollock, right?
Yeah, especially those real teams with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. But, like, here's what's fun. You can't throw the ball off your back. And that's what this guy's going to try to do. Get to the quarterback, affect him. The bottom line is every quarterback becomes really human when you hit him. Can he hit him and make him human?
That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
And the Rebels moving quickly to the line. Guys, let's take a minute and talk about Ole Miss. It's not the end of the world. This is not one of those be-all, end-all games that we used to have in a different era. But certainly for the winner, clear shot at a conference title and perhaps a spot in the college football playoff and a bye.
I love it. It's a great show-me week. A lot of adrenaline, a lot of emotion. Like, both these squads, really, really good football teams in really good positions in their conference. But, Jesse, after today, there can only be one at one.
Yeah, the picture's going to change, no doubt about it. These two teams both, though, believe they're the best in conference play. Nobody's beat them yet. And
there he goes. Quick step and go. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back, he's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick him up and put him down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping him.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Defense covering it up and not letting the offense get it back. It's a turnover.
Those are hard for offensive linemen when they get beat and you're going, no, look out for your blind side, watch out. But great job rushing the quarterback, getting him on the ground and getting the football out, a little extra bonus. Nice job by the defense getting nasty.
First play of the drive comes from the 38. From the gun, the running back looking for room. And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a ball.
That's caught. It's Robbins. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28.
As a head coach, you love it when your quarterback is locked in early. Opening drive, throws a touchdown pass. Really nice throw on that last play. Here in the second drive, he's firing on all cylinders. You can tell this guy did his homework coming into this game, and right now it's paying off.
What a dynamic play on that last one. Flips the field, and they've got it 1st and 10 from the 28. The RPO, it's complete. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
My old coach said, you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. Using his legs, it's Young. Tough run, gets it into the red zone, and they've knocked him down at the 17.
And that's a good second down run. Commit to the running game, run the football. Great gain, great job by the offensive line. Keep it rolling.
This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Wide receiver going in motion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Hale. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Interesting to see the ripple effects after this one in the SEC today, fellas. South Carolina was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Gamecocks performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. Always interesting to see good SEC teams collide, and today was no different. The agony and ecstasy of college football, fellas.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. The Rebels want to pick up the tempo.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31. Back to throw, it's Simmons. Hauls it in. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. And the Rebels come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Vaughn. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the first down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Rebels can really attack on this second and short. Caught in the backfield, it's Vaughn. There to stop him at the 43, but he gets 5 and moves the sticks.
Coming into this game, if they throw completions and get first downs, that's when they like to change up the tempo and go fast. You're seeing it here.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Rebels with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, he's got some space. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. The Rebels kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Lost yardage on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Back to pass. They're working that left side. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. to throw. It's Simmons. Finds his big tight end. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. How valuable is a tight end in the red area? Now they're set up with a first and goal.
I love it. Find the big fella down in the red area. Big target, works the middle of the field, easier throws. Nice job by this offense, keeping it very simple.
He steps and powers and works his way. They finally get him down at the 2. Now it's second and goal. He'll keep it himself. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Ole Miss.
And you see the option being such a pain in the behind of the best programs in college football. When you got quarterbacks that have those multiple options, they're making you play very disciplined. The QB takes it himself, gets in for the score.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Just a short pass to the tight end. At the 45 on its way. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
Man, what a weapon in this offense. To have a tight end that you can throw the football to, not just over the middle, not just to move the sticks, but a guy like this that can absolutely blaze, like a Warren, like a Bowers we've seen over the years, that can make huge plays down the field after the catch.
Alabama just did work on the ground. Let's see if they go right back to it. Give to the back. Picks up the first down, still moving. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Moves around to clear up the vision. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's second and 2.
Defense is all about creating negative plays, and he does a really good job at the quarterback spot of not taking sacks. Like, that's a great job. He wants to throw the football. The clock goes off, he takes off, and gets a positive gain.
And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. Alabama trying to cash in on this red zone trip. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Got it in the middle, it's Young. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking to pass, it's Russell. Makes the grab on the left. Good throw and catch, takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. They'll immediately call timeout.
How many first downs is that just on this drive? We're going to have to get the training staff to give some IVs and get some bananas, and we better stay hydrated because at this rate, the defense is going to play way too many snaps.
The snap sets up to throw. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Can the defense stop them again on second and goal? Back to throw, time running short in the half. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Fit it in the window for the score.
And they trust their QB to execute like they have the whole first half, and he delivers, and they build on this lead and build their momentum going into halftime.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So they put together a 9-play, 75-yard drive. And the score comes on a 5-yard touchdown pass. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A memorable first half of football so far today in Oxford. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big, fat W. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Vaught Hemingway.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. Alabama ready to put a boot to it to start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Ole Miss ready to send the offense onto the field. If they're going to get on top in this game, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going in the second half.
Agree, so it can create some more balance, some more unpredictability. I feel like this defense has got a good beat on what they're doing, especially if they don't mix it up a little bit. So I do look for a little second half running the football, Palmer, out of this group.
And I think the thing, Dave, is they just got to be more physical. I don't think this is a scheme question about trying different run plays. I think it's up to the big fellas up front. They've just got to make the decision that they're going to be tougher here in the second half so that they can win this game.
And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
They run it, they get the first down, and look at the offense. Right back on the football, ready to crank this tempo up.
He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Now the play fake. It's complete to the left. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there. And the Rebels will hustle to the line. He'll pull it on the read. They got zero push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield. The Rebels will send out the punt unit. The punters have had the day off up to this point. First one of the game. Everybody stays in their lanes well enough, and they stop him at the 31-yard line. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Everything's been working so far. They've had it 3 times, reached the end zone on each occasion, and now they're back to work. Got the quick completion. Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
Took just one play, and they got it almost to midfield. First down from the 49. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And he is snuffed out, greeted by a host of defenders.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
He'll try to do it himself. Breaks into the open. He goes out of bounds across the 25. Mark it at the 24 in this defense. Its head is spinning.
Well, we know the game of college football is always evolving and changing, and one of the biggest reasons why is the quarterback evolution, dual-threat quarterbacks. You're seeing two great examples in this game so far. Both guys can hurt you throwing it. Both guys can hurt you running it. It's been the running attack for both of these guys that's been the big story so far.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be first and goal from there.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
They've hit him with back-to-back chunk plays. Now it's first and goal. Looking to the end zone. And he can't quite make the connection as he was trying to pay off this red zone opportunity. They'll try to dial up a better one this time on second and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown tie. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6. Precision blocking up front created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And they knocked through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, we've got a final to let you know about, a game happening inside the ACC today. Clemson had an impressive showing there in Death Valley, winning this one by double digits, although it felt like it could have been more. Somewhere even Trevor Lawrence is impressed with this one. One team will rise in the ACC standings, while the other is going to sink like a stone. The harsh reality of college football when conference foes face off, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And the Rebels want to crank the tempo. The RPO, fire complete to the left. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. It'll be a run on third and short. And he'll have enough for the first down at the 42. The Rebels come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver in the middle of the field.
This senior showed some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down. Motion from the wide receiver. Off play action on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Garrett. Tackle is made at the 27. Let's give him 10 yards on the play, and it is enough for a first down.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the first down, and they like to do this. When they make a first down, they want to go fast. They want to crank up the tempo.
And the Rebels with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Tight end now in motion. He'll do it himself. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. The Rebels are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Leaves it with the back. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. The holder will kneel down at the 29, making it a 39-yard attempt. It's good. Easy call for the ref. That cuts the lead down to 28-10.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Here comes that Alabama offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
This defense is not going to be patient with this quarterback. They know that they have to affect him and they have to dictate to him. So that time, they send the blitz. They're not even giving him an opportunity to sit back there and peruse the field. They flush him out. They're able to rally to him, get him down to the ground. I like the aggressive nature of the defense here.
Got his man. They get him down, and that'll be the final play of the 3rd period. We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. So 1st down, we'll open up the final period. To the air, it's Russell. He gets rid of it, but I don't think they're going to let him get away with that. Nope, here comes the flag.
Intentional grounding.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. 2nd down coming up. Looking to fire. Oh, they're after him. With the catch, it's Adams. And he was loose and not stopped until he gets to the 47-yard line. You get a play like that and you feel like you can go in and finish the deal. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 50. Motion from the back. Here comes the heat. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43.
Wow, well, the offense a play ago comes up with a big completion down the field, and they decide to go right back to another passing play to see if they can add on to it, and they were not able to protect the quarterback. Big missed opportunity.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. Flushed out of the pocket. And he reels it in at the 15-yard line. Out of bounds at the 16 after the big-time gain.
You know, I love offensive coordinators that want to stay aggressive, and they've come up with big plays all game long. It's a big reason why they have this lead right now, and they're not backing off here in the 4th quarter. They're letting their guys go play. The entire playbook is open to them, and they're taking shots.
Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. Under fire. Going for 6. Touchdown, Bama! And the pummeling has started. They build this 4th quarter lead, and they are just minutes away from going 5-0.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
He'll try to tack on one more. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Ole Miss offense ready to go back to work. There's a lot of pressure when you have that number 1 beside your name, and perhaps it was the pressure, perhaps it was just one of those days, but that reign is coming to an end.
Yeah, and this offense, man, it's been a struggle bus. And they haven't clicked yet. They haven't found what they're really, really good at. And I'll tell you this, it's in the fourth quarter, later in the game, obviously. They need to start airing this thing out. We got to get back in this football game because I don't know if y'all realize this, but we're down by a lot.
You got to give this defense credit because they have bottled this guy up all game long. He's one of the best running backs in all of college football. Everybody was expecting him to have a big one today. Don't tell that to this defense, though.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Got to give this defense credit, guys, because all game long they have forced their opponent to be one-dimensional. They haven't allowed anything to happen in the passing game. As a result, we're here in the fourth quarter. They barely allowed over 100 yards passing.
He's not afraid to go deep. He's got it along the sideline. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. And the Rebels will have it 1st and 10. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front 7 has dominated this entire game.
Looking to throw at Simmons. Lofts one high and deep. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync. And that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Couldn't find his man, and they'll give up the football on downs.
I think that play right there has been a big theme in this game. When it matters the most, on big-time down and distances, this defense has been able to step up and make the play when they need it most. That 4th down, great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion with a big lead now, creating a turnover on downs.
Alabama pushing the tempo.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading.
Oh, there's an alley to the left. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. And even in the fourth quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive, pedal to the metal.
That big play has this defense reeling, and now they'll snap it 1st and 10 from the 14. Use the play fake, now to throw. And that one's way too far for everybody.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds, and you can live to play another day here on this drive.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Looking for a man, it's Gardner. Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. He just tossed that one out of bounds. You avoid the sack, you avoid the turnover. You've got more plays here on 3rd down.
Get the quarterback off his spot. Make him flush from the pocket. Put a good hit on him. Check, check, check. You want to do everything you can to make the QB uncomfortable. The defense did all 3 of those on this.
And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. Like, I feel like we say this week in and week out. Just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Georgia Southern has just had no answer for the onslaught they faced today. A crucial game for this team, and they did not answer the bell. They're trailing by 31 to Old Dominion. Obviously, big implications here in the Sun Belt, and as this one plays out, we'll keep you posted.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Looking to throw on first down. Slings it downfield. And it's incomplete, deflected, knocked away by the D. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. The give on the option. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
How about the job by this defense today? They knew what they were getting into. A really good running back. We talked to him this week. It was the main focus point of this offense, stopping the run game, stopping the run game. Boy, have they showed up and showed out and answered that challenge.
And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. The Rebels will snap it on 1st and 10. And off from the shotgun. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Out of the gun to give to the back. And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Simmons. He wants a big play here late. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. And the Rebels will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. And the returner will be dragged down. Let's see if they can put together a drive starting from their own 28. Off the play fake on 1st down. He turns that loose down the right side. He's got it for a big play. They'll make the stop, but that 1st down ought to ice it, and they should be able to kneel this one out. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And after this play, the cake will be baked. To the air on 1st down. Caught in the backfield, it's Young. Timeout is called with just a single second left. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Might be calling a hot route. Back to pass on 2nd down. Looking for the score. Throw into the end zone, and it's picked off. And he's brought down after the pick, and time has expired here in the 4th. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not. And that demonstrated itself today. The higher ranked team is a team with national champions.